Hi, everyone. I know everybody's really exhausted and working so hard preparing for conferences next week. I know it's a huge week and just want to start by saying thank you so much for all the great work that you're doing. I know it's a ton of work. We only have 5 more days till spring break. We are so close, but just want to start by saying thank you so much for everything you're doing. I know all of our students and our families appreciate the feedback they're going to hear from you next week. Just wanted to give you a little update with regard to Benchmark. A team of us had a chance to go and visit a school that has implemented it this year. So Stacy Martino in first grade went. We had Kristen Leschner in third grade. Kelly Brecker represented fifth grade. Bree and Stephanie Brown and I had a chance to visit. And we were really surprised that there were some really great connections. A lot of them we noticed in our last PLC day. We definitely saw the workshop model living. So that was exciting. We saw mini lessons. We saw students using quality text. There was a balance of fiction and nonfiction. We definitely saw with their scope and sequence, all the foundations practices and OG practices were still being used, as were the materials, which we finally got, which is exciting. There was also time built in for independent and small group work, which is still focused around things that we really value, such as conferencing and kids reading at different level text. So that was all exciting. There were some instructional shifts that we noticed, especially in the intermediate grades. We did see more grade level passages used during the mini lesson, and these passages were more rigorous for all kids. So we did see that. We saw a spiral of the curriculum, which, you know, a lot of times we want to teach till mastery. That definitely circled back around. The content of the mini lessons was much more aligned to standards. And it really, the whole thing sort of embedded the work that we're trying to do with standards mastery. So there were more unit and interim assessments that looked like a standards mastery that could take the place of that for us here at Gold Rush. We also saw a lot of integration of social studies and science, and a shared reading component, which looked a little different for us. It was more of an application of phonics and grammar, and we did also see a grammar part. So just wanted to give you a sense that there are some new opportunities for us and a lot of connections, which were exciting. I think we're still are going to come back and do some more digging after spring break. So just want to set that up for us. We will go back and really, as a leadership team and then as grade level teams, really go back to what's important to us as we're teaching reading. What does research really show? And what do we know is good practice for kids? So we are going to start that work at our first leadership team meeting, just so that our foundational, our philosophy and our foundation is very clearly articulated. That will help us figure out how to best integrate that work. We will then go and look through some of our Lucy units and really say, you know, what is it that's worth keeping? I think what we knew going into our visit this week and have just really realized is these are two very heavy curriculums. And we know as elementary teachers, you teach a lot of content areas, and that's hard. So we are not asking you to balance 2 full programs. We really will have you, we'll take the best of both. So I just want to share that I think that we'll come back to some of our foundational practices and what we know is best for kids. So I think that's our work. We also will be, I'm going to link the demo account on this. I know you're super busy. If you don't want to even look at it, that is a-okay. If you have some extra time over spring break and you want to, I'm not recommending it, but if you want to play around with that, it's there for you. We will also get some materials before our April training. If you want to play around with that and do a unit, or do a couple weeks so you can get the hang of that and then give us some feedback about, I liked this seems to work a little bit more than Lucy. Please let me know. We attached a survey on here, and I also just shared a resource that you can look at now. You don't have to, but it also shows the links between sort of the social studies and science connections. And I know Kristen in third grade thought that was helpful. We will get all of those after break. So lots of great things. I feel confident that we are smart. We will be smart about this work. It won't be an equal balance. We will not be looking at 2 practices, but I know with my whole heart we will continue to implement our beliefs and what we know is important. That might look a little more benchmark than we originally thought, but I also feel confident we will do that in a smart way. So this will be a process for us that will be continued after spring break. That will include everybody, not just leadership. And I think we really need to get into the materials and see what works for us, and also keep that idea of what's best for kids and teacher workload in mind. So it will be exciting work when we come back. If you ask me what exactly it will look like, we're not sure yet, but I think we have a good process that starts with articulating our beliefs, really identifying what we love most about Lucy, and then knowing that the structure and the resources are there. I think that's good work. So thank you for everything that you do. This is more informational. You don't have to do anything after this. I just wanted to give you that update in terms of what we found out and sort of our next steps for after break. So thank you so much. I appreciate everything you're doing, and thank you for working so hard for all of our kids and our families. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.